Hello, and welcome again to a new chapter, in this case number 14 of Azure Support Academy. In this chapter, we are going to talk about distributed transactions. As you know, probably it's not possible to use in the similar way to use distributed transactions in a similar way that we have in SQL Server. So we are going to show you an example how to do it using .NET Code. My name is Jose Manuel Jurado. I'm Support Escalation Engineer in SQL Azure, Site Master Expert in this technology, and speaker in different events. Let me show you an example about how to run a distributed transaction in SQL Azure. So first of all, this code is in C#. You need to download the latest version of .NET, and we are going to show you how to do it. The first one is we have a new object. It's a transaction scope that we maintain that we are going to have in this transaction the distributed transaction that we have. Okay, so we have transaction scope, and this will be when the transaction will be completed. Okay, all modification that we have, connection that we are doing from this point to this point will be assumed that it's a unique transaction in a unique transaction to transaction in distribution mode. So we have this connection. We are going to run this insert, and in the second connection, we are going to just only for demo purpose, depending on one value that we have here, it's true or not. We are going to update one existing table that we have in the secondary database, or we don't have this. It's just only to show you how the process will be run. So as we have the table here, the transaction will be completed, and as we don't have this table, the distributed transaction has not been completed because it doesn't exist this table in the secondary database. So we are going to run this demo. Okay, let's go with example. So we have this server. This server we have two tables, two databases with two tables. That right now it's T1 with just only one field that is what column, that is ID. Another one is ID. So let's try to open this table and review how many rows that we have here. We don't have any. And the second one, yes, we don't have any. Okay, perfect. Let's try to open the code. Okay, we are going to start again. This is one application that I have in C code, C# code. I have some examples about some different things that we have in SQL, and explained before. Depending on the value that we are calling this function, the execution will be success or not. The first one, we obtain the configuration string of the different queries. We are going to use a transaction scope. I explained before, it's very important to use a retry logic. In this case, we are not using the retry logic, but please, if you have more information about what is the retry logic, what is the best practice querying and connecting to SQL Azure, please review of Chapter 13 about best practice. We are at this column, which establishes the connection against the connection 2. And if we have the values, okay, the table T2 exists, we run the query, run the scope completed. And if we go back to our database and we run this one, we have to wait some seconds. Okay, we have the value 4 here for the table T2 and the table T1 we will have the value 3. So, and let's try to complete the operation. I'm going to move here, state, change the execution to value false. So in this case, the VOK with value false. So in this case, my intention is try to demonstrate what happened when we have an error in the transaction. Suppose that a duplicate value, or in this case, the table T not exists, doesn't exist in the database. So we tried to insert one row that the table doesn't exist. We tried, we have an issue. We have that invalid object. This is values expected value because the table doesn't exist. And we are going to finish the process. Okay, the process has been finished. So let's try to open again our server. I'm going to execute in T1. We have just only value 3, and in T2 we are going to add. So if the transaction has not been completed, the process has not been correctly completed. So in this case, the transaction has been discarded. If you have any other questions on that, please feel free to send an email to jmjurado@microsoft.com. Thank you so much for attending this session. I will see you in another session. Bye.